Alright, test. Okay, audio seems fine. Oh, hey, Twitter, what's up? Welcome. Congrats on getting first, hell yeah. Usually Pike gets first. A heart. Heart indeed. If I had a heart. Yeah, how you doing? How you doing, Twitter? What's up? What's poppin'? What's poppin', fool? Yes, good. How about you? Well, I had a tough day, but a successful tough day. I had like a mock exam, and I rocked that shit. Hey, Pi! Awa. Was so indeed. Congrats on the second! Yeah, usually Pi gets the first, but this time they got the second. Oh well. Crunch. I also cooked something today. It was the first time in weeks that I managed to get myself to cook something, so hell yeah. I made myself some egg toast. Good stuff. Just because I was talking to a streamer. It's okay, nobody judges you. Except me, but no one's looking at me. What was that? I've got driving lessons right now. What do you mean right now? Right now? Please don't watch me when you've got driving lessons. Focus on the driving. Like I'm on them. Yeah, focus on the lesson, buddy. Driving lessons are no joke. I took me like 3 attempts to get my driver's license, and now I barely ever use it because I'm terrified of cars. Cars are scary, man. They're death machines. I don't even know why I got one. Oh well. I judge myself. Did you see my early messages? Oh, let me scroll. You just said awa. And just because I was talking to a streamer, yes, I read that. Didn't get the one before stream. Well, how would I know about something you said before stream? Wait, where did you say it? Like on Discord? Nothing on the Discord. I don't see anything anywhere. Here. Before the one before stream, but you can't message me before the stream starts. Like, it doesn't make sense. Okay, guys. Look, let me scroll up. Your literal first message in the stream, as far as I can scroll, is awa. And I did respond to that. I said awa back. Awa wawa. As FinisVT. Oh, I see. Well, I didn't see that. Like I'm literally scrolling up and I don't see it anywhere. But I'll take your word for it. I will take your word for it. Just leave Chattarino. No, Chattarino is my realm. I am the god here. Loki got a skill issue, mister. Wait, who's got the skill issue? Me, you, or Pi? You. Not me. I don't have a skill issue, I have a skill solution. For failing. I passed on my 3rd attempt though. Look, I don't like cars. They're scary. They're not fun to drive. Like, I know that for some reason, like 90% of humanity, for some reason, loves cars. They're like born behind the wheel or something like that. Not me. Not me. I sit behind the wheel. I am terrified. I don't like traffic. The only way driving is enjoyable for me is if the streets are literally empty, devoid of all life, and not completely shrouded in darkness. So like super, super, super early morning. That is the only time that driving is not a nightmare for me. Yeah. So now the driving license is just taking up space in my wallet because I don't have a car, nor do I want one. If anybody ever dares buy me a car, I will cry. Not because I'm grateful. I mean, also because I'm grateful, but also because now I have to actually use a car, and I will be terrified to even touch that thing. That's not even talking like the maintenance and shit. Like, geez, I don't even want to think about that. Cars are a horrible thing to have. I would much rather walk everywhere. Still sounds like a skill issue. I'm trying to think of something clever to say, but I can't think of anything. Anyway, ads just started, but they are probably also done by now. You clever? Sometimes I have my moments. I would like to think so. Anyway, let's begin the game. Oh my! It's Cycle 69, guys! It is Cycle 69! Yeah! The funny sex number! Yeah! I am an adult. I am an adult. Grown-ass man, grown-ass cat. Anyway, let's get to it. Now to remember where I left off, I think I was doing the DLC. Well, it's not really a DLC, it's just post game content, like additional content that they release for the game. Don't know if it was for free or they made it free after some time. Studios do that sometimes. So we shall see. Taking longer to load than usual. Alrighty then. So, right, we are in the green zone. So we have breaking quarantine, enter the greenway, help Rico's experiments, win a side real ticket. Okay, the aviary is finished. I can go harvest mushrooms, but I don't want to. I want to help out my buddies. That means I need one more thing. Yeah, I've got the Briar's Hold done. Now I need to figure out Peak's plan. And I've got 3 more cycles to do it. It's gonna be tight, but we shall prevail. Oh, I got a skill point. But I'm gonna wait until I have 3, so I can buy another +1 to my skills. Meantime, get this. Only this is left now, and I need 2 more successes on this. Should be easy enough to do within 3 cycles. Right now, I should probably spend 1 to get the... Oh, fudge. I wanted to get their suspicion of my bag, but I made it worse. Oh well. Nap time! Oh boy, I'm starving. Ooh, Pete! Sleeper. Peak is waiting for you when you leave, but they look different. Pale, drawn out. You need to come up to the briar, now. They don't even meet your eye. Okay, not. They'll be waiting. Peak walks away. Don't take too long. And with that, they disappear around the corner, leaving you anxious and confused. Okay, I'll be there in a sec. I just need some consumables. Some food. Some yum-yums. Let me go to Emphasis stall for some food. Now let's see what they're asking of me. As you walk into the climbing Briar's Caverner's Bay, now filled with crates and containers, Ash is waiting for you. EP cat by cutie. I just yawned. That doesn't mean I'm actually EP. Come on, it's not even late. It's it's 6 p.m. It's not late. It is 6 p.m. I am not EP. In front of her, sliced open, with its inside scattered across the top of a heavy-duty crate, is an object you recognize. Helen's drone. Oh boy, they're onto her. It's 11 p.m. somewhere. Ooh. Is somewhere where you are right now? Is that where you are right now, Pi? You freeze. Come in, quick. Peak nudges you into the bay, looking behind you before sealing the entryway. We have to start being careful. You move closer to the container, your eyes on the drone splayed out in pieces, some parts of it hooked up to a slate that Peak picks up and begins tapping away at. Ash looks up from the section. You got it buzzing around nearby, heading for the ship. She leans over and taps the HA sigil on one of the removed pieces of plating. It's a Heaven-Edge spy. We think we got it before it sent data back, but we can't be sure. Peak looks at you nervously. Ash cuts in. Have you noticed anyone watching you? Any drones like this? Anything following you up to the briar? Know what? I should be honest. I have seen this drone. Oh, it's 10 a.m. for you. Oh wow, that is very different time than what I thought it was. I've seen this drone. Ash frowns. Following you? I met its owner. Ash pauses for a while, Peak looking between the two of you. Explain, Sleeper, Ash says quietly. Lie about meeting Helen? No, I'm gonna be honest. I'm going to tell them what Helen told me, and I'm gonna let them make their own decision. They obviously need this information. I'm going to be honest and truthful with them. But I am no traitor, and I am no manipulator. I am going to let them make their own decision. Yeah, I work overnight. Oh, I see. The night shift. I see. Wish I could do the night shift. Honestly, the day does not offer many fun things for me, except for open storefronts. Tell them about Helen. You explain that you met with Helen at the Cardon, and you tell Ash and Peak about what she told you. That the Heaven-Edge Council are debating lifting the quarantine, but they are blocked by the hardliners. You speak faster and faster, but before you can finish, Ash walks away in anger, and then comes back again, her eyes burning. What is this, Sleeper? Have you understood nothing about what we've told you? She paces in front of you. Heaven-Edge are not your friends. They are administrators, which means that they are interested only in their own power, their own survival, their own process. Look, don't direct that anger at me. I'm just telling you what you told me. This is not me supporting what Helen said. They divide people as easily as sorting livestock. The greater good of their work demands it. The wider product of the station, the colony, and the nation. Her eyes are wide as she speaks, her anger barely contained. I didn't have a choice. She wants to help. Didn't have a choice in what? In what? I don't like this one. But she wants to help might be the right thing to say. I don't get this option. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice in what? I'm just telling her how I met that woman. I didn't have a choice. I don't know what this means, but... Pete cuts in. Listen to them, please, Ash. They are with us. Pete glanced between the two of you. What was the sleeper supposed to do? They were ambushed by this Helen. Look, I only listened. That is all I did. Let me tell you something, Sleeper. Ash says, her rage hardening into pain. When people became administrators, they give up something. Some part of being human, being an equal among others, goes away. They start talking about the greater good, the systems, the way in which their hands are tied, or their process is compromised. My mother was the administrator of Hoffer, and I have seen what it did to her. That noble height falling, it is toxic. People should never have the chance to decide the fate of others. And those that do so at the cost of their humanity. Pete tries to cut in, but she holds up a hand. Don't start, Pete. Don't ask me to be reasonable or calm down. Thousands of people are desperate out there. Being reasonable will only prolong their suffering. I don't like either of these options. I don't want to push them to either one or the other side. Why is this game forcing me to pick a side? Let them make their own decisions, damn it. Either way, the way I always look at things is not the long term. I always just look at it in the way like, what do the people need right now? Like, sure, we could just wait and wait for the proper channels to resolve things, for the quarantine to be lifted. But what if people will die of starvation like that? What if shit hits the fan? We need to deal with the now before we can deal with the tomorrow. And I'm gonna help. So, yeah, you're right. She doesn't move for a moment. Then she lifts a hand to rub her temples. She goes to say something, and then she stops. She walks back into the bay and starts checking the straps on the crates. I will make the run. She yanks on the strap. No more distractions. Sleeper. Peak looks torn. You have to understand, this is personal for Ash. I know. Peak looks away, then at Ash. I don't know, Sleeper. I don't know what to do. You glance around the bay of the Briar, the walls seeming closer every second. This whole thing is closing in on you, and the question is, where do you want to be when it all collapses? You look at Peak. And what do you think, Sleeper? Peak rubs their forehead. Should we do this thing or not? Okay, now I think I'm gonna eat my own words because I was asking for a neutral option. Now they give me one, but the context makes this a dangerous option to take. Because what Ash needs right now to make the run is Peak's full support. And if I sprinkle doubt into that, uh, then things might collapse. Oh, I don't know. Hmm. There's also always the chance that like the plan goes off without a hitch, without a cinch, and Heavenage won't even know that a supply run happened, and that way, well, if we get the best of both worlds, the quarantine will get lifted anyway. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, tough decision. Tough decision. Tough decision. I'm definitely not going to say no. Hmm. You know what? Maybe that might be my answer. Like saying no, like I'm unsure whether I don't know or yes. But knowing that I wouldn't say no should probably tell me that I am leaning towards yes. Ah. Fuck it. Peak nuts. Okay then. They squeeze your shoulder. Onward. They slip away to help Ash, leaving you alone to replay the conversation in your head. A certain kind of grim determination settling in the room. Less chance to prepare. Yep, 2 more cycles. They should have enough rolls to do this. That's 1. And that's 2. Oh. Peak is waiting for you when you slip out of the operation center, nervously poking at their small slate. Sleeper, they hiss. I followed what you were doing on the network. Incredible work. How do you do that? It comes naturally, really. Peak smiles. You can't tell if it's modesty or just the truth. Interfacing skills like that is almost worth being... no, sorry, I didn't mean... No, don't worry about it. Peak nods. Sorry. You and Peak quietly slip into the main walkway and work your way back to the public areas of the cordon. Heavenage has had to quickly respond to the flotilla's arrival, and that means a lot of contractors and spacers walking through these corridors. You blend in easily enough. I haven't really met a sleeper before, Peak begins. As you might have guessed, Hawthorne is an XPR service outpost, and since the collapse, no one came for refueling or repairs anymore. So my generation has never met anyone outside the company. We've heard about sleepers. From the data packets that come through the XPR every once in a while. They usually contain news along with the corporate propaganda, but the reports were light on the details. SNRP have kept the sleeper program pretty quiet anyway, and I think XPR are only interested in telling their employees about it because it made living in the company town look like a good life, in comparison to being a piece of corporate property. They freeze. Hey Rand, what's up? Mlem, how you doing? How was Night Rain? Did you ever get run? Sorry again, I don't mean... They look down. I'm just not sure how to talk about this stuff. Maybe don't talk about it? Jeez, no. That's okay. Neither do I, don't worry about it. Well, neither do I sounds like the, better thing to say, but saying it's okay is something that I would say, like, in instinct. Like, I wouldn't really think about it. Like, Dude, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Big smiles. I'll shut up about it now. No, don't shut up. Oh well. I'm doing good. A run flopped at the very end and it was fun. Oh hell yeah, who did you fight? Wait, you still haven't beaten Dreadlord yet, right? You still haven't fought Greg. You walk on a little further, the walkway becoming busier. You both relax a little more and go with the flow of people. I just want to say, I think I understand. They begin again. Clearly this has been on their mind. I understand the need to escape, to get free from it all. The structures, the systems, the company horizons in a company town. The small places, the small corridors, small people. The slow death it brings. That's it. I get why you signed up to be a sleeper, and why you escaped from that, too. Nod. You try to form words, but you can't. There's altogether too much running through your head. But you look at Peak, and they look at you, and that seems okay for now. Oh, congrats on the third round! Yay! You walk in silence again, each of you in their own thoughts, but moving together through the space nonetheless. After a while, you come to the entrance of the portal, where handfuls of workers and crews filter in and out through two huge loading bay doors. Peak stops. Okay, I'm heading back to the Briar. Once again, incredible work on the sensors. That blind spot you created, that should give us a real advantage. See you soon. They head off, disappearing into the crowd almost immediately, outrunning their own nervousness. Alrighty then, that should be everything. Green spot. Briar upgrade. And the Tug Escort. Oh, so now I basically just wait. Huh. I figured there would be like something of a completion. Prepare for the run. No, like I did all the things. Maybe I need to lower my suspicion level. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Well, we're still good, it seems. Oh my gosh, it turned my 2 into a 2? Really? Wow, thank you, game. Thanks for nothing. Anyway, I'm gonna do some sunbathing. Good. And now let's end the cycle. Next cycle is going to be the run, I'm assuming. Or not. Well, I guess we're just waiting now. Okay. Prize hold is full, Peak's plan is full. What time? I wanna be sure. Wait, what was... Ah, just having a suspicion. I guess they're giving me time to fuck it up still if I wanna. I feel like suspicion. Yeah, I've got all 3 things. Should be good. I guess now I can spend these rolls on getting mushrooms. So let me go do that. Did I finally get the... Yeah, there they are, the clubhead. Clubhead shrooms. Take 'em, lady. Okay, now I need 1 more. One, come on, I can do this. Two random mushrooms. Matsutake caps again. Okay, if I use this, 50% chance for a neutral one. Nice, 6 die. Finally! I got the mushrooms I needed. You hand them over to an eager Rico, who immediately begins work on the samples. Rico is at her bench, running small vials of some liquid through an old chemical analysis machine. The whirring of the spinning drum fills the lab with white noise, and you aren't sure if she notices your approach. Sleeper, it's good to see you. She looks up, smiling. This little project of ours has been keeping me awake the past few cycles. But right now, well, I think I have something. Well, I mean, I would like to ask what is it, but ma'am, you should rest. I know my limits. She laughs to herself. I just don't like paying attention to them. The drum finishes spinning and Rico lifts a vial from it, holding it up to the light. This is something I extracted from those club heads you've been bringing to me. And according to my analysis, it is a substance totally unique to the Greenway. You look at the small amount of liquid in the vial. Any idea what it might be? Rico asks, without looking away from the vial. I think I know what it is. It's stabilizer, isn't it? Rico nods. You aren't the first sleeper to come through here. Perhaps I should have mentioned that earlier. Rico's tone suddenly drops, changing the atmosphere in the lab immediately. I just thought... She pauses, thinking very carefully on how to continue. I just wanted you to trust us. What do you mean? She sighs. They came through a few cycles ago. We found them wandering in the broken section near the gap. The members who brought them in had never seen one of you before. They were terrified of this strange person wandering in from open vacuum. They were quieter than you, and damaged. We did our best to patch them up and welcomed them to the commune. I only really spoke to them once, while I was working their wounds along with a couple of systems engineers. She looks nervously. I'd never seen a body like that before. It took some reading, some samples. Samples? You'll have to understand, I was curious. I couldn't know what I was looking at. I just took a little of the damaged material, less than a thumbnail. She lifts her weight to the crutch. The next cycle, they were gone. They took a little food and hiked up towards the wild margins, where the greenway meets the wastes. Someone saw them in the distance, but that was it. They disappeared into the overgrowth. Oh. What if that's... I wonder if that's the sleeper that we found in Akita's quest. Wow, that would be an interesting connection. She sits down heavily, the vial in her hand. When I saw you, I wanted things to be different. I wanted to keep you here, rather than let you disappear into whatever they ended up. She smiles to herself. Yes, I wanted to understand this place better, but I also wanted to help you. It seems that somehow, both my wishes come true at once. She holds out a hand with the vial. This is for you. You take the stabilizer, the glass cold and smooth to the palm. Thank you. Don't thank me. She gazes out at the greenway through the glass. Those clubhead caps made it for you. Or at least who or whatever made these. She starts to clear the bench. It was right here, contained in their tissue. I only had to extract it. I imagine you understand how incredible that is. I learned enough from that sleeper to know that your body, your frame, is it, runs on some exotic technology. Exotic technology that has a time limit built in. Somehow, the Greenway knows about it. It understands your physiology much better than I ever could. It knows how to treat you. Just like that miraculous antidote that sprung from the mold, so too has this sprung from your presence here. The Greenway is speaking to you. It is welcoming you. She looks up. I know it sounds crazy, but I know it to be true. Here's the evidence. And what I know is, it is no longer speaking to me. Even after decades here, I have never seen this kind of response. Not since the antidote so many cycles ago. She smiles. So I'm going to make you a deal. You bring me as many clubheads as you like. I'll extract the stabilizer and give it to you. Freely. But you have to tell me what the Greenway says. You have to speak with it. To dig into it. To find what being at its center is. I've traveled as far as I can. I need you to do the rest. Can you do that? Yes, whatever you need. Rico sighs with relief and deflates into her chair. Thank you. I'm sorry for the other sleeper. I truly am. I'm sorry I couldn't have done more. But I'm so glad I met you. You're welcome here anytime. Rico falls silent. She looks smaller now, more fragile, and you realize how old she must be to have seen the collapse firsthand. You idle a little in the lab, in case she asks for anything else, but she remains silent, and so you drift back into the tunnel. Thoughts of that other sleeper and where they ended up, waiting on your mind. Wow. Okay. A 3 point, hell yeah. I put it into interface or engineer. I'm gonna put it into interface. Because why not? I'm gonna get them both anyway. Rico's grow beds. Plant a seed. The only way to understand what the gardener gave you is to grow it. Rico is incredibly excited by the prospect. Ooh. Okay, I'll check that in a moment. Eeper Labs. Stabilizer synthesis. With a couple of clubhead caps, Rico can extract the miraculous stabilizer to produce. It's a hard thing to believe. It only takes 2? Holy shit, I have a limitless supply of stabilizer now. It's awesome. Rico's grow beds. Okay, now let's go plant this seed. It Takes Two is a fun game. Ooh, yeah. I've seen quite a lot of it. Unfortunately, I've kind of spoiled myself about the game, so like I know everything that it throws at you, but I do understand that it would still be incredibly fun to play it. So I would definitely want to find somebody special to play it with one day. A little simpler for my liking, though. Well, that's the point. You're supposed to be able to play it with pretty much anyone, even people who haven't really played video games before, and I really appreciate that for a game like that. Like, it's not about the game being hard, it's not about having skill, it's not about some meta or learning the game. It's about having a body to have fun with. And I am incredibly appreciative of that concept of like a large scale game doing something that is just fun, nothing else. It is just entertainment. Oof, I'm special. Of course you are, Pie. You're a pie. There's so many people who love pies. Oh shit, I didn't read the thing. Oh well. Gardener's gift. The seed is planted, and Rico is an attentive mother to it. What future is forming there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cycles. That's gonna take a while. But oh well. It's not like I'm in a hurry. Meantime, I am going to sunbathe. Negative outcome. I still got some energy out of that. And I'm going to use a component to heal myself just a little bit. Because I can tell that that next cycle I'm going to have fewer dice. And I imagine I'm gonna need all the dice I can get for what comes next. So let's go take that nap. She's gone, Sleeper. Peak is breathless and shaking. She started to run without us. What? Shit! Let's go. If we head to the corridor now. Peak starts back up the corridor. They turn back. They turn back. She has to make it, Sleeper. She has to. A shiver runs down your spine. Ash, I hope you know what you're doing. Man, what the fuck? We had a plan. We set it all up. We had a fucking plan. Ugh. My sunflowers are grow. Well, my tulips are also. Just follow the goddamn plan. I got a plan, Arthur. Look, Arthur, I got a plan. You always have a plan, Butch. I didn't play that game, and I know that meme. Oh, the cordon. Hard on. You arrive, frantic and anxious, at the cordon. Peak is nowhere to be seen. Then you hear footsteps, hammering on the metal stairway Helen's drone led you through before. The one that leads up to the observation deck. You leap up the stairs 2 at a time, and make it to the top, momentarily blinded by the light pouring into the observation deck. Sleeper. Peak emerges from the light. I know she's trying to protect me, but... It's okay, she chose. What about my choice, Sleeper? I'm not a child anymore. I can fight for myself. They turn away. There she is. Peak rushes to the wide window, leaning forward to catch a glimpse of the Climbing Briar's blue XPR livery against the black of the void. Wait, if we can see her, everybody can. You spot the Climbing Briar, a glint of blue and white, and beside it the red glare of the tug's lights. The tug went with her. Peak smiles. I knew they'd keep their word. Okay, so our side of the plan still applies. Okay. Everything is actually still going to plan. She just didn't wait for Peak for some reason. That will help. Peak doesn't seem to hear you, but the idea of the crew backing Ash up makes you smile. Maybe this thing will work. Oh, don't jinx it. You watch as the Briar and its tug escort arc towards the edge of the cordon, demarcated by the red lights of the perimeter system. So far so good. The Briar will just look like another refugee ship being escorted into the cordon. At least, at a glance. Peak grips the rail as Ash reaches the edge of the cordon, that invisible net of sensors played between ships and drones. Now let's hope the blind spot gets triggered. It'll work, but Peak will die. No, Peak is literally next to me. I think you mean Ash. Maybe because it's a good game. I know I want to play it again. Is my guess at least. Now we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I've done all of the things. Like, This felt like the kind of thing where like you can do it with incomplete steps and you'll get different outcomes. But I've literally completed all of the steps, so I imagine this will be like the ideal outcome. Ash will not die because she is the most vulnerable in the most vulnerable position. That is one way to look at it, yeah. You think back to the massive systems you had to wade through to set it up. The delicate contingencies you set up to trigger the sensor blackout at just the right moment. Without noise, without ceremony, the briar slides through the portal. You await the flickering of alarm lights, the swarming of drones. But nothing. Just another cycle. Just another ship. Ash is in. Hell yeah. Both you and Peak let out the breath you've been holding and laugh. Storytelling, son. Also, nanomachines. Nanomachines, son. How did she do it? Peak smiles, shaking their head. She's good. We did it. Peak smiles wider. Yes, we did. They laugh. You feel a little shaky from the tension, but Peak's ease helps you settle. You imagine Ash, steely-eyed, in the pilot seat of the Briar, searching for a place to dock. Maybe being stubborn has its advantages. Well, what now? Now she finds a place to dock and unload, as quietly as possible. They look out at the flotilla, and then she gets the hell out of there. You and Peak turn back to the window, looking for the Briar amongst all those holes. The calm fading as new worries settle in. You spot the Briar first this time, docking with the largest of the flotilla ships, a vast converter tank, half of its protective plates removed. You think about the effort it must have taken to get that thing all the way here from the inner system. You watch the Briar, unable to get any sense of progress from its placid exterior. They will be offloading everything now, Peak says, both assuring you and themselves that everything is going to plan. They harden to physical trauma. Yep. They harden in response to physical trauma. You can't hurt me, Jack. I love doing Metal Gear Rising memes. Metal Gear memes in general, they've got great memes. Metal memes rising. You should play that game. Already did. Been there, done that several times actually. You really think I haven't played Peak Rising Revengeance? You think of all the supplies loaded into the Briar, and how long the process of unloading them might take. The bay was packed, rammed with everything you could offer, and the thought of bringing all that to the flotilla makes you smile. I need to play it. I only know the memes. You have to play it. You have to play it. Metal Rising is unironically one of on my must-play list. Like if I ever had to make somebody play video games, that would be a game on my list. Yeah, there's one thing I'm still worried about, because among the steps I've been taken to assure this plan is going to work were the upgraded thrusters, and those haven't come into play yet. So I'm guessing that's gonna be after she has unloaded all of the stuff. You think of the reaction of the refugees, of the welcome they'll give Ash as the bearer of such gifts. You even imagine a smile from Ash as she is showered with thanks. You focus on that as you watch the Briar, and continue the nervous wait for it to finish unloading. It's breaking off, Pete points at the Briar, and you see the puff of air and dust that accompanies an emergency depressurization. Ash must have ended things early, but why? Uh-oh. Then you see them, the tugs closing in on the Briar. Heavenage must have spotted the ship. You and Peak are up against the window again, willing the Briar a safe path out of the flotilla. Suddenly the Briar shifts into space, a blue blur between the holes. Peak whistles. Look at that! They smile at you. Looks like those upgrades we put together work. Hell yeah, I was saying. I was wondering when those would come into play. Fun times. You watch as Ash cuts through the crowded flotilla, then the tugs not daring to follow her dangerous path, and peeling away. It is hard to keep track of the Briar, and suddenly both of you and Peak are searching the black for a sign. Where has she gone? Then all of a sudden she's out, blue against the black, pulling away from the cordon on a white arc back towards the station. Plain run. Peak cheers and smiles at you. We did it! She's out! They beam uncontrollably at you, the tension released. You find yourself smiling too, smiling at these two beautiful idiots in their beautiful, dumb ship. Then Peak is hugging you, squeezing you with all the nervous energy that had been building. Thank you, Sleeper. We did this together. They step back, still smiling. We did something. Come on. They rush off to the observation deck. Let's meet him. I have a bad feeling about this. Helen knows where we are. It's a terrible idea to go park to the same spot we have parked before. But oh well, let's see what happens. The Briar. You and Peak rush into the Briar, finding yourselves in the now empty bay. The change is a reminder of what you achieved, and looking around, you feel all the more satisfied. A hiss sounds at the far end of the bay, and Ash enters, looking exhausted. Peak runs up to embrace her, but she sits down on the bay floor before they reach her. You did it, they sit beside her. Ash, you were incredible. She smiles a small smile at this, laying her head on Peak's shoulder. You suddenly feel like you're intruding, seeing the two of them like this, quiet and content. Sleeper, Peak calls. Come on over. You cross the bay and sit beside them on the hard middle floor. Ash, did you give the flotilla our chains? Our chairs. Chairs? They both burst off laughing at the ridiculousness of it all, at the exhaustion and the worry and everything else. You laugh too. It is impossible not to, and after a while you all come to stop. Peak wiping their eyes and Ash shaking their head. You would have loved to see it, Sleeper, Ash says quietly. The welcome I got. They came to greet the ship once I docked, to offload the supplies. I told them I was coming, of course, as soon as I got inside the cordon. But there were so many. Children, families. They were all smiling at me, shaking my hand. Nice burp. I didn't burp. Yeah, I moved my chair. That's probably what you heard. I didn't burp. I'm a cat. I don't burp. And this chair is uncomfortable. Oh well. Sol was there too, Peak, and he's just as gruff as he sounds over the comms. She smiles. They took it all, crate after crate, until the ship was emptied out. Ash looks away. But there were so many, and even with everything we managed to bring, they needed more. They made me promise I would try to come back. Shh. Peak shakes their head. You know, we can't do that twice. Ash stands up. What are we supposed to do? Wait for them to lift the quarantine? She is angry again, that familiar tension rising in her voice. Peak tries to pull her back down. Sit, Ash. Rest. You've done enough for today. Don't, Peak. I know my limits. She hardens. Okay, well, seeing as they didn't catch you, perhaps they will lift it. They know the flotilla poses no danger now, and if they can account for the extra load on the life support... Ash walks away towards the ladder that leads up to the inner part of the ship. I need to rest, Peak. She holds up a hand. Sleeper? Then she limps up to the ladder, step by painful step. I'm afraid if you were expecting a change in Ash's demeanor... Peak smiles at you. It's okay, let her rest. Peak nods. I think I need some rest too. They put a hand on your shoulder and get up from the floor. We couldn't have done this without you, Sleeper. And I know those in the flotilla would thank you too. Thank you. Peak limps up the ladder too, leaving you alone on the metal floor of the bay. Your thoughts drift to all those people on the flotilla, sleeping and sitting on metal floors like this one. Children, families, playing in cargo bays and repurposed fuel tanks. You know their story isn't over yet, and you look forward to meeting them. The quarantine will lift, and you feel more sure of that fact every moment, even though you aren't sure why. You lie back on the metal and stare at the ceiling. Was it Fang who told you that Erling said the eye opens for us all? Maybe the old guy was right. A home for the lost. You like the idea of that. Maybe in time you can help make that a reality. But something is bothering you. A sliver of a thought, like a splinter that you can't extract. Why are thousands of refugees coming here now? People don't abandon their homes for nothing. What wave is rushing through the system, and when will it reach the eye? You shudder on the cold metal floor, and get up. Something is coming. You can feel it. This isn't over. Interesting. Very interesting. I can be your chair. I mean, if you're offering. But are there refugees off? War? No. Not war. They are refugees of a, like, I think the colony was called Hawthorne. And it used to be like a colony for like what do you call it? Like a station for something. A checkpoint, right? That's it. Like ships would pass through, do something, and pass back out again. But like something happened. I think like a contract fell through, and the station was practically abandoned. Thus, the company was still like, "Oh no, you guys need to stay there so that we can own the space. So you guys have to stay there." And the people didn't like that because they were basically getting scraps as supplies, so they left. But it is suspicious that it all happened so suddenly. The corridor. Episode Flux complete. The first part of the flotilla story is complete. Episode Refuge begins when the cycle clock below is filled. Good luck. The Gathering Storm. What's done is done. Now all you can do is wait to see what happens next. Alrighty then. Honestly, I think we did the right thing. We helped the flotilla, which gave us their favor, and we did it at no cost to whatchamacallit, their reputation, you know? Heavenage has no idea about the supply run. We are safe. Okay, now I can do some mushroom foraging. Forage for fungi. Collect spores. Right, I need spores. Spore, the video game. We need 3 of them, if I remember correctly. The aviary. The aviary. Now it's the 1 hour mark, so we're gonna have ads soon-ish. And I think I'm gonna make this another 2 hour stream because I started late today, but we'll see. We'll see. Anything new down here? Let me check my quests. I only have 2 quests left. I cannot believe it. This is crazy to look at. I had so many quests. Now I've got none. Physics ball. The battalion. The container. Offices. Is there nothing at the offices? Aside from selling stuff? Nope, doesn't look like it. Finis a winner. Indeed. I always finis things. I am the funniest. We might as well... Yeah, might as well spend these here. Oh, it seems like they also paid me. I don't remember having like almost 300 credits. I won't complain about that. Emphas, give me some food. And give me some munchies. I wanna munch on them good. Munch on the dial. And I'm gonna feed the kitty cat. The stray crouches up to the stray crunches up the crackers as you watch. Sometimes they'll let you pet them. Sometimes not. It is a cat. I understand it. Alrighty. Where the heck are you getting meat to feed a cat with? I'm not feeding it meat, I'm feeding it crackers. But that is actually, now that you say it, I don't think there was ever like meat products mentioned on the station. Like the only food that I can find are rations, mushrooms, and yeah, that's like the only stuff. I guess they only have like meat substitutes and stuff. I've never seen any farms. The green zone doesn't have animal farms. They have tracts of land. They have fields. There's no animal business and no, what do you call it, animal agriculture? Which is interesting. Interu Faceru. Might as well sunbathe. Nice. Okay, next cycle I think is gonna be the thing, so. Oh hey Osaka! How you doing? That cat has some health issues, or biologically modified cat. Probably. I mean, it's a cat in space. It's gonna be, it'll be whatever it wants. For all we know, it could be like an eldritch alien creature just taking on the form of a cat. Meow. Meow indeed. Oh, so cute. So cute. Oh, ads. Ah, man. Terrible timing. Terrible, terrible timing. I am going to get some... Wait, no, I do have water. Okay, I have no reason to run away. Grr, ads. Yeah, don't worry, we won't do anything important. It's just a waiting game at this point anyway. So let me take another nap this cycle. And yeah, but how you doing, Ozeka? Though you probably can't hear me because you're suffering from ads. It is a terrible disease. They should cure it already. Why does the government allow people to suffer from ads? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, Pa, you didn't need to, you didn't have to. Oh my gosh. Crazy! Thank you for the sub! Oh my god, hype train. Ooh, oh no, not hype train. Oh god, please don't start a hype train. I'm gonna cry. Oh, but yeah, Ozeka, now you don't have to worry about ads anymore. Congrats! Fun times! Hell yeah. But yeah, I was asking, how you doing, Ozeka? I haven't seen you in a while, I think. I think, at least. I have a terrible memory. If I have seen you recently, please correct me. Let's travel to the Rim. To Zerin. And here. This thingy. Now you can scrungle well. I mean, you could always scrungle. It's just now that you can scrungle in other channels as well. Now that you are subscribed. Join the Scrunglies. We shall scrungle until we crungle. No problem, bruv. How you doing, bruv? Scrungly. She sprung on my lead. Anyway, right, I've got one more die. Let's use it to sun or maybe MG Express. Oh yeah, I can get energy from here. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Nice, and I get paid as well. Lovely. I've got 300 Creo now. Hell yeah. And say, oh, honk. Honk. Oh. The eye? Wait, what? It hits you like a wave. A white edge breaker roaring inland with the force of the entire ocean. The impact is a screaming brightness, blanking out everything. Behind it is silence. You float in silence, suspended. No, you do not float. You are the silence. It has filled you up. It has emptied you out. You cease to exist. Time passes, though you do not feel it passing. Then something flickers in the silence. And then something moves. That something is you. You open your eyes to a metal ceiling of flickering lights. You feel the floor around you, patting it with shaking hands. You assemble an image of yourself, lying on your back in a corridor. You shake off the silence and sit up. What was that? You glance around, looking for a sign of some change. Damage on the walls, shots in the distance, fire and fear? Nothing has changed. The silence sits around you like fog. You try to think, furrowing your brow. How do you think again? It doesn't seem so easy anymore. You force the pathways to light up the data banks to grant access. You feel like a fraction drive starting up after a long shutdown in cold vacuum. And the wave, and the silence, and the wave. And the wave was noise. just as the sound produced by a wave raking across a pebble beach represents trillions of impacts heard as a single roar. So this sound was the result of trillions of electrodes flickering in place as a single impossible scream. A memory/image comes to you, one from the moment before the wave hit. You squint as you imagine it, trying to cohere its blurry form. A broken skeletal ring, the eye, and then a vast arc approaching it. A razor-edged white curve, the wave. The wave approaches the eye. The eye spins, turning each part to face the vast white edge. You consider their skeletal data cloud forms, the bright market, the low wind, the greenway, the wastes. Then the wave hits just as the flotilla, the cordon, turns to face it. And after that, everything is silence. You open your eyes again. That is the epicenter. But of what? Well, that was ominous. Okay. Little cat can't think because he has no brain cells. Now? I just don't have them right now. I'm using a rental, and I haven't rented any brain cells yet today, so... Be nice to me, okay? Anyway, let's go check it out. A wave, you say? Something digital, maybe? Like, was that a vision of the future, or was that the wave itself? Peak. Space. Hehehe. To you too. Even before you reach the cordon, the damage is obvious. The blinking red lights, the drones, the tugs, all are gone. Holy shit, this isn't what it looked like before. It really is destroyed. What the heck? Are all gone. Half the cordon's frame has also been shorn away, perhaps through the impact of some falling ship. People push past you in the corridor, both Heavenage staff and contractors, clearing the cordon. Push forward. You push through the flow of people, and despite a few suspicious looks, they offer no resistance. The further you pass into the cordon, the less people you see. You can see a few sections have been closed off, their bulkhead doors sealed and a red warning light punctuating the corridors, but otherwise most areas seem functional. Suddenly you feel a hand fall on your shoulder. Heavenage security? You should have known better than to wander into this place. You brace yourself as you turn. Sleeper. Peak embraces you as you turn. What are you doing here? Did you see the cordon go down? Did Ash speak with you? Peak glances around, and you can see they are panicked. I don't know what's happening. That makes two of us. Ash left without saying anything. Peak runs a hand through their hair. I was away from the ship, and when I got back, she'd taken it and gone. Then I saw the damage to the cordon. Peak looks at you with wild eyes. What if this is some Heavenage attempt to clear the flotilla, to scuttle the refugee ships? Don't jump to conclusions. We have no idea what this is. This makes no sense. Why would the Heavenage blow up their own station? Just to get rid of people? They don't need to do that. Peak pauses. What do you know, Sleeper? Something hit the station. There was a wave. Something knocked me out. There was a wave. Peak frowns. A wave? What do you mean? A signal that only affects electrical systems, perhaps? An EMP would have taken out most of the station, but... Peak runs a hand through their hair. I don't know what you are saying, Sleeper. That doesn't sound... They look away down the corridor for a moment. Thank you for the water, Redeem. I shall consume the liquid. I love water. Just clean, cold water straight from the tap. Is there anything better than that? Anything. Name one thing. Name one thing better than water. Look, I have to find Ish. And I'm sure you felt something. But we can talk about that later. You. Aww. Oxygen. I mean, oxygen is more necessary, sure. But does oxygen quench your thirst like water does? And you, yes. Aww. I mean, I know that cats are liquid, but please don't drink me. You do not want me to expand within your stomachs. Yes, you. Oh, I love that gif. They set off down the corridor. I can't sit around talking any longer. Find me on the flotilla, and I'm going to find a way to Ash no matter what. With that, they rush away into the depths of the corridor, leaving you behind. Seems like you'll need to follow if you want to get any answers. Huh. Ooh, I can unlock the corridor. Coolio. But one moment, do I have anything? Nope, I'm still waiting for these things. Trust me, if you ever had breathing issues like, say, asthma or choking, and you make the oxygen return, it feels heavenly. I'll take your word for it. But like, you can't really justify something being good by describing how its absence feels, you know? Like, of course you're gonna appreciate air the moment you don't have it. But like, you can say that about a lot of things. But I love water even when I'm not thirsty. Water is just based, you know? They do say that we are like 90% water anyway, so... To love water is to love oneself. And one's fellow man. The corridor. Cabinet quarantine. Scrap for passage. They only want scrap? Okay. You find a small shuttle scavenging supplies from the corridor to take back to the flotilla. They'll take you too if you bring some scrap along. Sure thing. I love breathing even when I'm not choking. Breathing is good. Fair enough, fair enough. You hand over the scrap and squeeze into the crowded shuttle. Time to head to the flotilla. I shall wake. You shall. Thank you for the lurk, Ozeka. You're always free to cozy on up in here. Oh wow. Okay, so this is the flotilla. 3 huge ships and a few smaller ships in between. The flotilla, refugee fleet. Damn, there's a lot of stuff to do here. Flotilla's friend. Shifting ships, systems, and social structures. The only way to navigate the flotilla is by rolling up your sleeves and helping out. All supplies, damage control. Condition, energy. Getting the necessary supplies to each ship to meet their needs is a huge task. Joining the hauling teams is the simplest thing you can do to help. Damage control. The wave hit systems more than anything, especially those on the ships. So there's 1,000 tiny repair jobs to be done. Now I've got a safe option and a... Well, actually, there's an endure action, and endure doesn't do shit for me, so I think I'm gonna do damage control primarily. Also, if you ever try stuff like meditation, you realize how pleasant your breath actually is. And I don't mean it in the "it keeps you alive" fashion. Fair enough, fair enough. I shall meditate on that. Right. You reboot the tanker's proximity controls, keeping it from drifting into other ships. The occupants are oppressed and won't stop thanking you. Haha, yay! It's good to be nice. It regulates your heartbeat, helps you feel more serene, carries your movements. Based. And another one. It's gonna take one more cycle. Oh, there's Peak. Let's go chat with him. As you walk into the bay of the Climbing Briar, the familiarity of the space overcomes any trepidation. It feels good to be back, and the return feels earned, especially after all the work it took to figure out a route through the flotilla's jumble of ships that might lead you to this blue streak. You and Ash and Peak immediately sitting. Okay, you see Ash and Peak immediately sitting at the back of the bay, deep in conversation. Their closeness causes you to stop, suddenly aware that you might be interrupting something private. Peak is gesturing wildly as Ash stares out into the middle distance, hunched over. As Peak tries to get her attention, she spots you. Sleeper. Ash nods. Incredible work back there, she smiles. Sorry I couldn't wait for you and Peak, but the moment I saw the cordon go down, I had to get there. Peak shakes her head. Leaping before looking, as usual. Peak smiles. But I'm glad that we are reunited. To be honest, Peak adds, I can't believe it. The flux even knocked the entire coordinate systems offline. The flotilla is free and Havenich are backing off. Peak smiles at you. It must be our good luck charm. Flux event? That's not a good thing. Yeah, what is a Flux event? Oh hey, right, this episode is literally called Flux. The first one was called Refuge, this one is Flux? I forgot what the third episode is called. Hopefully it's not something dramatic, like Roar or Death or Fringe. Okay, what's a Flux event? That's what the refugees are calling it, Peak explains. Apparently, that's what they called it when it started happening around Ember. What exactly is happening? Hard to tell. Some kind of disruptive wave that only affects electrical systems. Peak chirps in. Typically, systems are screened against radiation and interference, but this seems to be dulled, but not stopped by those defenses. Basically, the crisis continues. The cordon may be down, but this brings a whole other set of problems. Ash paces away. You should tell them, Ash. Please. She doesn't respond. Tell you what? Stare at her back, waiting for a response. Please, Ash. Have they shown they can be trusted? Ash turns, her arms folded tightly across her chest. She goes to start and then stops. You can see the anger in her eyes, but you realize it is not directed at you or anyone else. She is angry with herself. I brought weapons to the flotilla, she pauses. And now they're gone. Why? Of all the things. Oh my gosh. Just when I thought I did the right thing, that I got the best possible outcome, she drops this bombshell. Lovely, lovely. What else have you've been sneaking in under my nose? Drugs, cats, illegal DVDs? I turn my back for 1 second. You suddenly remember the sleek crates that were tucked into the bay, marked with a yellow sigil. The ones Ash told you were just supplies. What were you thinking? Nah, I don't want to be mad at her. Like I said, we need to deal with what it needs to be dealt with today. So, what do you mean gone? What do you think? Ash snaps. Someone lifted them from the ship's bay while I was unloading the supplies. At least, they are in the hands of the flotilla now. Yeah, that's a good thing. Totally. This'll help public relations. Illegal DVDs are the worst ones. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't download the car, would you? Peak looks at you. She knows this is a bad. She knows this was a bad move, Sleeper. I promise you. She's just too proud to admit it. Where did you even get weapons? XPR. She gestures around the ship. I wasn't about to leave the colony armed when we escaped. I wouldn't trust them not to use them unless. Oh, okay, so she didn't steal them from the Eye. She stole them from the colony they escaped from. So those were their weapons since the beginning. Okay, so they're technically not stolen. They're just back in the hands of the people who own. I don't know. I download cats all the time, though. There's this one on my screen right now. A cute one at that. No, don't download me. I need to be here so I can entertain you all. Oh boy, we got. Wait, I don't know if you can see that one. Okay, no worries. Just Autobot caught a clanker. I sent him to the Shadow Realm. Peak size. I don't know a thing about them, which is why Ash is going to be the one to find them and bring them back. Shouldn't we help? Ash turns. It's okay, Sleeper. I don't want anyone getting mixed up in this. This is my responsibility. She looks away. Plus, you and I have work to do. I want to understand the flux, Sleeper. To study. This thing is changing the entire system, causing problems across the inner system during refugees of Ember movements. And now it's here. If we don't do something about it, it's a problem for all of us. I can see the more immediate problems, Ash sniffs. Peak ignores her. I've been looking at the networks, and when the flux event hit it, it changed things. It shuffled systems, corrupted nodes, and broke open data stores. They take out a slate and show you a flickering polygon. Some of these flux nodes have appeared near the epicenter of the event, but I can't get access. You, however, I saw the way you worked with the data when we were preparing for the run. I think you can get into these things. I want you to find a flux node and bring me anything you can extract. They come and go, but most can be found in the barely functioning networks of the wastes. She pauses. Start there. Perhaps together we can find something that might point us towards what the flux is, and where it comes from. Okay. I knew you meant Bree. Ash looks indignant. Don't waste too much time chasing ghosts, Sleeper. There are people on this flotilla that need any help they can get. I'm sure the Sleeper can do both, Ash. Peak smiles at you. I'll see you here when you have something. Get hunting. And they wave you as Ash stomps away to make plans of her own. New drive. Study the flux. Gonna make this my active one since I literally have no other ones. So the flotilla, climbing briar. Deliver flux data. Oh, it's virtual space-time. Oh, flux node. Ever played any shoot 'em ups? I mean, shoot 'em ups are not exactly something that still exists when you really think about it. Or, well, actually, do you mean on-rail shooters? Because that's what I think you mean. Like, that's what a shoot 'em up is. The fuck you talking about? No, like, it's a really, really old genre of video games. Shoot 'em ups. Like, it's an on-rail shooter. You're just... You don't move, the game moves you itself, and all you do is shoot. Toho is a super popular. Bro, that's not a shoot 'em up, that's a bullet hell. That's a bullet hell game. That's not a shoot 'em up. Who calls them shoot 'em ups? That's the first time I ever heard it referred to as that. That's a bullet hell. The fuck? No! Toho is the most notorious bullet hell game ever, and everybody calls it a bullet hell because of the hell of bullets. Yeah, it's both bullet hell and a shoot 'em up. No. A shoot 'em up has way fewer bullets. Way fewer. A bullet hell is a completely different genre of gameplay. And yes, you could say that the major point of difference is just the amount of bullets, but there is a lot of thought come into the differences. Like, you don't need a bullet map in a shoot 'em up. Like, you don't need you don't need a freaking like a plan. Anyway, Space Invaders is a shoot 'em up. Yeah, that is a shoot 'em up. That is not a bullet hell. That is a shoot 'em up. Look it up, dude. No, I agree. That is a shoot 'em up. But Toho is not a shoot 'em up. Toho is a bullet hell. Like, that's like calling God of War a Souls-like. Like, everybody's gonna look at you weird. Even though, like, if you take it literally, there are elements shared between the genres, nobody's going to call God of War a Souls-like. I'm currently looking at you weird. Well, I'm looking at you weird back. Wait, I have a button for this actually. Is it 5? Yes, 5. Yes, I am looking at you weird. I love the toggles on this model. Anyway, let's check out this flux node. Oh wow, this is gonna take a lot of time, actually. Oh well, I guess it's nap time. Nap time, snap time. Briar Face base camp. Oh, I still have the camp even though the Briar isn't here anymore. That's neat. Okay, time to use a capsule. Slurp. Hey Finn. Oh my god, hey Mellerfinn. Hey Finn, how you doing, other Finn? Welcome to the stream. As you can see, we are playing more Citizen Sleeper. We are on chapter 2 of the post-game content. So if you'd like to avoid spoilers, please do whatever you like. Is that what people say? I think that's what people say. But yeah, it's great to have Evoke Double Finn. Yeah, that's other Finn. Is this game pretty cool? I got the second one for free. You got the second one for free? How did you get it for free? Was there like a raffle or something? Well, either way, this game is super. I am loving this game to bits. I mean, I've been streaming nothing but this game for the whole week. So yeah, that's a bit of a testament to how it is. But I'll admit that it's not for everyone. You must like narrative-heavy games and games that are like no action, just clicking on stuff and reading dialogue and stuff. That's pretty much all this game is. If you like Disco Elysium, you will like this game. That's a good baseline. Humble. No, not humble. Cut. Shoot 'em up is in a general sense, meets 2D sprite-based game with lots of shooting as the primary game mechanic. I am aware that is the point I was also trying to make. Like, yes, on paper they share similar elements, but nobody is going to call Toho a shoot 'em up when the primary genre designation for its type is bullet hell. Like, everybody calls Souls-like Souls-likes, even though it is different, some other different genres like RPG and stuff, or hack and slash. But nobody calls them that. They call them Souls-likes. If you call it anything else, you're gonna get weird looks. Literally, the subreddit calls Toho a shoot 'em up. I'm currently arguing with Finn. It's not an argument, it's a friendly discussion. And I still maintain that Toho is a bullet hell. Like, I mean, I would imagine if you go to the Dark Souls subreddit, they will call Dark Souls an RPG, because if you're going there, there's a chance you don't know what a Souls-like is yet. So you're not gonna call Dark Souls a Souls-like to somebody who doesn't know what a Souls-like is. But pretty much everybody knows what a shoot 'em up is, so you are wasting your time calling Toho a shoot 'em up instead of a bullet hell. I've heard way more people call them shoot 'em ups than bullet hells. Well, what's your sample size? Labels. Labels. Don't you love labels? I like labels. It allows me to objectify people. I mean, what? Who said that? Not me. I have been in multiple Toho communities. Huh. That's weird, because so have I. Like, the way I have been introduced to the game as a concept is that it is a bullet hell. And every, like, interaction afterwards was like, yeah, it's one of the most popular bullet hells of all time. That is a bullet hell. It is the very definition of a bullet hell. I have heard almost no one say bullet hells. Huh. Half the Twitch follows are Toho. The other streamer I watched just went offline. I can't ask him. Fair enough, fair enough. I'm gonna keep calling it a bullet hell though, because that's what it is. Anyway, the aviary. But yeah, to answer the original question, I don't play shoot 'em ups. At least there are none that come to mind that I play. And I certainly do not play bullet hells, because those are way too difficult. Let's say Finn. I mean, they already expressed themselves. They said that they haven't heard anybody say bullet hells. That is an answer. Anyway, I've got 4 dice to use. Wait 1 second, there's something I wanna check. Right, there's 2 more cycles. No, 3 more cycles until the seed grows. We're curious what it's going to be. Oh, I don't read that. Hey, reading is overrated, don't worry about it. So the climbing briar. Ah, right. I wanted to get the data, which is yeah. A four-sided die. Die. Have you ever played Nier Automata? Absolutely. I adore that game. It is amazing. I love it. What is reading? So this is going to come as a shock, but reading is the thing you are doing right now. Shocker. I know, right? I loved that game back in the day. Still waiting for that patch they promised for the keyboard dodge binding. There's a workaround. Wait, dodge? Okay, no, I don't know about that. I used a key, like a key binding program to like because I know that some of the keyboard bindings were kind of ass. Most specifically the pod fire thingy, like to toggle it. That's one thing, but I think there were other things as well. I think I also like did. Oh yes, because the dodging was like you had to press a direction twice, right? I think that's what it was like. So I changed that through the like external key binder. But I'm not sure. I think there were other things as well. But yeah, I am well aware that there were like external thingies you had to do to make the game work properly. But I still loved the game. It was great fun to play. Bind to controller? I played it in a time where I didn't really like controllers. Back then, I was like a heavy like PC master race contender, not contender, but like a heavy PC master race supporter, you know. And well, I still don't like consoles, but back then I was so stubborn that I hated controllers as well. I was like, look, you can play anything on a controller. So I finished several Dark Souls games on mouse and keyboard. Yes, it was painful. And I also tried playing fighting games on mouse and keyboard, which was absolutely stupid. Eventually, I gave in. I started using controllers for games that are designed for controllers. And yes, they're actually great. Pretty good for what they are designed to do. But yeah, if I played Nier today, I would definitely play it on controller. But back then, I was too stubborn to do that. I needed external programs to make it work on mouse and keyboard properly. But it was still an incredible game. Lots of typing. What is that? I thought that was this. You had to double tap a direction to dodge, which made it much harder than controller. Yes, exactly. That's the thing I fixed through the like external like binding thingy. It was pretty useful. It also helped like for I remember it helped me in Genshin because for some reason Genshin doesn't allow you to bind actions to your mouse side buttons. So I used that external application to like bind my dodge to my mouse side button. And it was really neat. Thankfully, I don't play Genshin anymore. No, that's writing, Finn. They promised they would fix it. At the time, I just became a PC Master Race supporter too, but I would play with controllers. Yeah. Oh wait, when did they promise they would fix it? Because that sounds... You do realize how old the game is by now, right? Unless they said it recently, it's not happening, buddy. It ain't happening. Right after the final patch. And how long ago was... And the patch never came. Do you seriously expect them to actually do it? How many years has it been? Years? And there's like no new near stuff happening anyway. Like the anime is already out. Like the anime would be a good time to do the patch, but they didn't. So unless like another near thing is coming out and they decide to commemorate it somehow, I don't think that patch is ever going to happen. They said that would, but again, how long ago was that? Developers make promises, sometimes promises they can't keep. I mean, look at Team Fortress. We've been waiting for the heavy update for, what, 6 years now? Sometimes things don't work out the way they should. Yoko Taro sometimes has his hands tied. I know it won't happen now, I was just making a joke. There was an attempt. I'll acknowledge the attempt. I still don't mind consoles, but PC is the best option with new games, if you ask me. New gens, if you ask me. I don't really care about new gen. For a long while, I felt like games have already peaked. You know, like especially in terms of graphics. We really do not need better looking games. We do not need better graphics. Developers need to stop focusing on giving us prettier pixels. Focus on making fun games, damn it. I don't care if the game looks like shit, if it has a soul, a personality, if it is funky. Look at how many fun indie games there are, which are absolutely beloved, and get around the graphics issue by just having an interesting art style. Hey, Dark Soul. I should have been the one to fill your Dark Soul with light. Kudos if you get that reference. But yeah, I am still very much a PC only player. I do not like consoles, and I would rather they cease to exist. But not because I don't like consoles, but because I don't like exclusivity. Exclusivity is the main reason I do not like consoles, or the entire concept of consoles. You want to make like a cheaper alternative to gaming? Just make a PC that's for games, you know? Like, there's no reason exclusivity should work the way it does. If they wanted to, they could absolutely design a console that is just compatible with all PC games and vice versa. But no, they actively choose this exclusivity path because, hey, that's what gets them money. Exclusivity is the devil. Agreed. Honestly, I'm getting real bored of photorealistic games. Yeah. It's such a boring aesthetic. It's not even just that, but like, the games just stopped looking better. It almost feels like things are looping in on themselves, where the games with like next-gen photorealistic graphics are like, bro, we already had this like 10 years ago. It doesn't look any better. There are much weaker consoles these days. If I want to see photorealism, I could just look through my window, bruh. I know, right? If I want photorealism, I could just open my eyes, look away from the screen. Or if I still want to be digital, I can watch a damn movie. Or they could bring back games that use live action footage, like in the Dead of Night. That is a really cool game that tried to bring the concept back, and I really appreciate it for it. Like, you get your photorealism, but you still get its incredible artistic, incredible artistry by slicing together, like, just real life footage and stuff, but with modern technology. I think there might be a 4 megabyte RAM console. Dude, I hated that era of games where every open world game looked like a Ubisoft game. Yeah, like I don't I remember the open world craze. Like every game in the world needed open world. And I'll admit it brought us some fun games, but like the moment I saw Warframe do, well, not the moment, but like sometime after Warframe did it, I really got tired of the whole shtick. Like they just had to make everything open world. I think when Halo Infinite was announced, that's when I felt like, okay, guys, this is getting ridiculous. Gosh darn diddly ridiculous. We've got enough of those. But that's what the gaming industry is these days. It is just chasing trends. There was the open world craze, then there was the battle royale craze. What is it today? What are we getting today as a craze? What is the trend that all games are following today? Kind of forgot. I don't really keep up anymore. So somewhere between FNES and a GameCube. Deliver flux data. Here it is. Flux data. A flickering, shifting fragment. Needs to be carefully decoded. Peak XU to help them extract data from a node in the wastes. One that appeared after the recent flux event. Have it. Have at thee. The gaming industry was just chasing trends since it started getting popular. Fair enough. I guess I have rose-tinted glasses where I think that it only started happening recently, but nah, you're right. Like, I remember when every game was trying to be Death Stranding. Thankfully, that one didn't last long. Indie Games is currently on a friendship craze. Oh, friend swap, right, friend swap. I don't really like the term. Like, I get that a lot of studios are doing it simply because it is an easy to produce genre to capitalize on the streamers, the groups of friends and stuff. But you can't deny that a lot of those games are fun. Like they are, like, yes, it is in a way exploitative, but they are exploiting something we actually want by delivering us what we want. So can we really complain about that? When every game was trying to be Doom. Which one? Do you mean like all the way back when the first Doom came out? I think that's less trying to be Doom and more just utilizing the technology that the Doom has brought. Because back then, there was nothing else to copy, nothing else to base your game on. And suddenly here comes this incredible first-person shooter, like pretty much revolutionizing the entire idea of gaming. Now, how can you not expect everything to copy it? Well, there's reason that it's happening. First one, utilizing the technology was a trend too. I wouldn't really call utilizing a new technology a trend when there's no downside to using it. I love games that have weaker graphics, but a very unique visual design. Tales of Symphonia, cell shading, Bastion's undefinable but unique visuals, Sea of Stars' retro style graphics, Palworld's cartoony designs. Yeah, like there are a lot of games that are just that you don't really care about the graphics because the art style is just so endearing. And you can't really spot anything wrong with the graphics because that's not really something you can look at. It's only when it comes to photorealism that you actually notice bad graphics. I saw Tales of Graces was on sale. That's why Zelda Wind Waker got so popular later on. Confession, I never played a Zelda game. That may be because I absolutely hate Nintendo, but also because, well, Zelda isn't on PC, so yeah. And I'm a PC only player. Unless Zelda comes to PC, I don't really think I will ever touch it. And I know there are emulators. I just can't really be fucked. I just can't be bothered. Zelda is on PC. What are you talking about? Which one? Like the super old one? The pixelized ones? Yeah, no thanks. Oh my god, Wind Waker is so good. Hell yeah. All of them, comrade. Last time I checked, Breath of the Wild and the other ones are only on emulators, which Nintendo is kind of mad about. So I wouldn't really count the unofficial ports. If you ever want to play Zelda games, that's the best one to explore. Breath of the Wild, you mean? Except CDI games. Are you ever interested in Zelda? Not really. Like, I am interested in Breath of the Wild because it's the thing that every gacha game is based on. So I would like to see the roots of all that. But other than that, I'm not really interested in the world or anything. Like, I don't have the nostalgia for it that everybody else has. For me, it's just, it exists. And people like it because it has existed for so long. I won't deny that there's stuff of merit there. It's just that there's nothing drawing me towards it. Actually, I don't think I've ever heard Optimus Prime's I see. Look, on the internet, just assume everybody's a cat. NB, I am the creature. La creatura. Followed by Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, I'd argue, but I don't know how to make a Switch emulator run. I'm just lucky enough to have a Switch. I just flick the switch. Flick. What are cats' pronouns? They're in the. I'm pretty sure they're in the stream tags, but I'm going by he, him. Or if you're feeling fancy, I go by he. Oh, they didn't pick it up. Dang it! I was doing the Michael Jackson he. Oh well. I guess the microphone doesn't like celebrities. Dude, I have the games and I want to hack my Switch so I can put them on my PC. I heard the start of it. I meant cats in general. Oh, a cat's pronouns. Well, that creature. Those pronouns work. But I usually just refer to people as they, them. That creature. Yes, indeed. That fucking creature. That motherfucker. Sleepy. Come look at this. Peak is poring over one of the displays of the makeshift decoding suit that they have set up in the Climbing Briar's cargo bay. On the screen, a clump of data pathways, like an ingrown root ball, has started to untangle. This is an existing node, corrupted by the flux event. It's totally twisted up. They glance at you to check if you are listening. But inside, you watch as the unwinding pathways leave behind patterns of negative spaces, like shadows staying behind despite their caster leaving. It's a whole other data set. Beak's eyes shine bright in the pale screen light. The flux event somehow seeds this data deep into the gaps of the node, wrapping them around it. But why? What's in there? I'm not sure. It isn't being very cooperative. You watch the screen, the pattern of shadows becoming obvious now as each layer of pathways is being pulled away. The flux event itself really did a number on unprotected nodes like this one. Most of the ice systems are screened against radiation and interference, but these exposed nodes? Peak makes a ribbon motion with their hand. Torn apart. Peak points to a thick tangle of threads on the screen. Look, here. It looks like it's been tangled purposefully. But it's actually that all the points within the node have been randomly rearranged. It's as if the node was a bag of ball bearings, and the flux shook them. The pathways try to account for the rearrangement once the system came back on, hence the tangle. Peak pauses as the node continues to unwind. When we playing Peak together on stream? Well, one day, definitely. I would like to play it with somebody I have, in like a close friend circle. I have a few people selected for that, but they are busy. But I very much need to have my first collab with somebody I know personally first. After that, I will consider collabs with like other VTubers and stuff. I definitely want it to happen sooner rather than later, but you can't force it. That's something you gotta be patient with. Although, Peak muses, it was less like shaking a bag of ball bearings, and more like making them all simultaneously occupy a superposition of every possible position in the bag before locking them back up in a new configuration. They smile sheepishly. But that's a technicality. Does any of that help us? Well, so what is the flux? We know it is a wave, one with exotic effects. That is all. Peak runs a hand through their hair. The question is not so much what the flux is, but what is causing it. Where is it coming from? Peak turns away from the screen, meeting your eye. And there's something else. They pause. Have you spoken with the refugees? Not yet. You should. Peak lowers their voice instinctively. What they are reporting, massive systems failures, cascading collapses of life support, of terraforming systems, total data corruption. Peak swallows. The flux shouldn't do that. It can fundamentally rearrange the structure of systems, especially those poorly shielded. But totally collapsing heavy-duty industrial systems, failsafes and all, that doesn't make sense. Those kinds of systems are built for deep space, for solar flares and radiation. The flux might penetrate them, but any reconfiguration should have been repairable. Peak looks back at the screen, where the decoding node lies almost fully open. A shadowy pattern of negative spaces that existed within its scrambled interior darkens the screen, like a set of bruises showing the pattern of an object that made them. I need to look into something. I have an idea of what might be causing this wave, triggering the flux, but I need time to research it. Can I help? They shake their head. I'm sorry, Sleeper, but I want to keep this to myself for now. If we need something to do, the flotilla could surely use the help. From what I heard from Ash, things are tense out there. Where is she? She glances around the bay. They? Oh, fuck. Why do I keep saying she? I'm sorry, Peak. I'll do better. It's because Pride Month is over. I have lost the pride energy. I need to restore it somehow. Peak glances around the bay. Must be out. I've been focusing on this, so I can't say I've noticed. Although the quiet is nice. They smile. Give me some time, Sleeper. I'll have some answers soon enough, I hope. You take one last glance at the uncoiling node as you leave. The dark shapes it leaves behind somehow troubling. You try to shake them from your mind. There are things to be done elsewhere. Restore it by yelling gay 7 times in the mirror as fast as you can. Gay, 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 gay. Yeah, that seems to have worked. I am feeling the pride already. It is coursing through my veins. None shall stop me now. Anyway, back to this. So, climbing Briar. Peak's progress. Peak is researching something to do with the Flux event and seems totally absorbed. They'll let you know when they are ready. Alrighty then, I guess I'm helping the flotilla now. So let's do interface. Positive, yay! Saul? Pragmatic captain. Also, he's the captain, interesting. The flotilla. Someone told me I should be thanking you. The voice comes from behind you, cutting through the chaos of the crowded, cavernous bay. You freeze. Don't be afraid now. I've been hunting you, sure, but for the best of reasons. You turn to see bright eyes set in a rough face, framed in rusted metal. Oh shit. Oh damn. Jeez, this dude looks like... Well, he looks like crap. Man, how is... they cannot get rid of the rust? Do they not have like some some future anti-rust spray? Huh. So, he holds out a hand, the other clamped firmly around a knotted wooden cane. Take his hand. He grips you firmly with a heavy, calloused hand. Forgive me. As soon as I saw you, I knew who you were. Saul puts a hand on your shoulder. I've been told a sleeper was part of the supply run that came in several cycles ago. He nods. A very welcome act, and we all thank you for it. Walk with me, sleeper. Dude, be realistic, this ain't Death Stranding. Fair enough. What is that gif? What? What the hell? Wait, let me get a closer look. Damn! Damn, okay. Well, I just found it. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Anyway, let's continue. So we have best of 2 hour mark. I think I'm gonna be playing a little bit more and then I'm gonna call it quits for today. Saul sets off through the bay, his partial suit hissing and creaking as it helps carrying him through the busy crowds. You notice people making their way for you and Saul, standing back and letting you pass. You pass a makeshift kitchen, steaming pots on heating elements, a restless queue collecting meals. That agli that came through isn't exactly a full meal, but with what we have, we've been able to make it work. You see a ladle of greenish stew dished out. The color is something, isn't it? Saul smiles. Saul leads you out of the larger bay into a corridor lined with storage rooms that are now serving as dorms. You see someone filling a metal container from a standpipe, the water gushing out readily. Saul nods the person as he passes. Just a little further now. Saul leads you into a freight elevator and whistles to some unseen operator to start it up. It jerks into life as you pass through the layers of the ship. You see people on every level, supplies crammed into every available space. and sparks leaping in bursts as the ship is reshaped and modified to sustain its population. If Heavenage were expecting an exodus from the flotilla, the flux event has put a stop to that. Soul stretches. Some have crossed to the eye, but many just gather salvage or score a hot meal. So the pressure on our supplies is shrinking, but not like I had hoped. With the flux reaching all the way up to here, people are starting to understand that our journey might be over. Sol stares grimly ahead. Suddenly the freight elevator screeches to a halt, and Sol leads you slowly out into a wide room of chairs and terminals, rigged by a mezzanine and with a glass roof above, showing the distant hub and the far curve of the eye beyond. The people at the terminals nod to him as he enters. This your ship? Sol nods. That's right. The Pilgrim Seed is mine to care for. He leads you up a railed platform at the center of the room and stops. She chose me, so to speak. Well, at least her crew did, and I do my best to serve them. Sol looks around the bridge of the ship, a pained expression on his face. I'll admit that responsibility isn't one that suits me, though we rarely get to choose such things. He glances back at you. But you, Sleeper, from what I understand, you chose to try and help us here. Is that right? I was helping my friends. I did my best. Something like that. I did my best to. Sol nods silently. But I have to ask you, Sleeper, why are you here now? Sol leans back, and you feel his eyes on you, assessing you. The flux event. I appreciate the honesty. I had figured as much. Sol flexes the shoulder that is free of the suit. Looking at you now, I can see that an event like that, well, it would have had a big impact. He smiles a half smile. I have thousands of people here on the Pilgrim Seed, Sleeper, and there's thousands more out in the flotilla. He leans against the railing. A lot of them are looking to me to provide some future for them. Some path out of this dead end we have gotten ourselves into. And the cycle, this very cycle, the thing we've been running away from, it just caught up with us. So these people are scared, Sleeper, and they are looking for me for reassurance. And then on the same cycle, someone tells me they see you on board, a Sleeper, the same Sleeper, they reckon, that wanted to so strongly to send a ship past the portal to see us. He scratches his beard. So the first thing I wanted to do was thank you for that, for your interest. He pauses. But the second thing I wanted to do was find out what you want from us. I think that is fair, don't you? So what is it? Favorite character so far? I bet it was yourself because you're a cutie. Aww. Stop it, you. But yeah, favorite character? That is a tough question. There's a lot of characters in this game. Tala is definitely among my favorites. I really like Tala. Ankita, I like Ankita, but I haven't seen all of her stuff, all of her plot, because I kinda did an oopsie, so the game isn't really willing to show me much, but I really like the way her character shifts throughout the game, especially the position she is not in now. I just hate that the game won't let me talk to her. Like, come on, game, please. I just wanna chat with her. Then I like Rabia. She's a very strong icon. I love the cat. The cat is great. Fang, I liked Fang's storyline. I really like Fang for his tenacity. He uncovered the conspiracy. Through it all, he came through for me and helped me with the chip. So he was great. Navigator. I really like Navigator as well. Navigator was a really interesting character. And pretty much the only like digital entity we met. I wish we met more of those guys. Is there anybody else? Am I missing anyone? Oh, right. We haven't seen them in ages, but the dude and his kid. Fuck, I forgot their names, but the kid was adorable, and I really like the dude for, for doing what he can for the kid. Hey, Ozeka, how you doing? Welcome back. Oh yeah, I also love the cat. The cat is definitely among the top 3 characters, maybe even among the top 2. The cat just wins everything. Ozeka cutie. Indeed! Ozeka is so cute. Like, I'm getting cuteness aggression every time I see them. Anyway, let's choose an answer. And what the flux, what's happening around Emperor. Let me help these people. Well, I'll be honest, I need information. I want to know what's with this wave of people. Like, I can't help you guys if I don't know the full picture, so what's happening around the Emperor? Sounds at a terminal call. Someone at that terminal calls out the soul, and he shouts some orders back. He turns to you. Apologies. He smiles that half smile. I'll tell you what, Sleeper. Let's you and me make a deal. You want information, I understand that. But I have a list of needs longer than the rim of the eye itself. So you do some things for me, and then we can talk about it. What's been happening in the system, and I will answer all your questions and then some. And maybe the captain of the Pilgrim Seed, and she certainly is the biggest ship in this flotilla. But I'm not the only captain here. We have ships here from each of the moons. We're from Ember's Hearth, and there's others from Ember's Song, and even Ember's Step. Ember Hearth. That sounds like a reference to Amber Hearth, which is the planet from Outer Wilds. That really feels like a reference, and I appreciate it. Ah, hell yeah. Meow meow. The moons have... Okay. The moons have been at each other's throats, Sleeper. What with the pleasure of the flux, the bad blood from the old days, Sol Vincent. We aren't exactly all in alignment. What I need is a way to stop things from escalating. For the crews on these ships and their captains to feel happy and comfortable, enough to forget old rivalries and past crimes. He flinches at something. Those from Ember Step, well, they've always been proud, but that pride seems to be a barrier to compromise right now. The last set of supplies I sent their way, they refused. Meanwhile, I have a supply shuttle at the docking axis at the Ember Song's ship, but they have taken far too many cynicals to unload. Maybe if you are heading that way, you can look in on it. I am no politician, Sleeper, but if I don't... I chugged the coffee and now I feel like I need to do a doo-doo. Go do the yucky. No, he's gonna take a doom. No, stop, please. Are you threatening him with a poop knife? Saul stops. He leans back and flexes, his suit screeching. He groans a little, and you see the weight of the flotilla sitting on his shoulders. The suit, the only thing keeping him vertical beneath all that pressure. Look, you'll see for yourself if you go. Meet the others, Sleeper. See what they need. Keep them aligned. He speaks through the pain, his voice clipped. Are you okay, buddy? Not really. As long as this thing holds, I hope. You are what you appear to be, Sleeper. He smiles his half-smile, despite the pain. Because I'm not sure I can take any more bad news. Plus, there's plenty to be done here on the Pilgrim Seed too. If you have a moment to pitch in, there's never enough around here. That's something I have learned the hard way. He settles onto his cane, the pains visibly receding. Alright, I have 1,000 things to attend to now, Sleeper. So you'll have to find your way out. And with that, Saul sits at the terminal with a slow and careful move. You head back down in the freight elevator, and as you do, you see again the layers and layers of chaotic life this vessel and all the vessels of the flotilla hold. Well, that was some exhaustive dialogue. Now I have more places to explore. Not the poop knife! Damn it, my mouse died. Oh no! Not the mouse! Well, you can feed it to your local cat then. Poor mouse. Give it some cheese, maybe it'll wake. The cheese, Gromit? They forgot the cheese! Pilgrim Seed, Ember Heart's refugee ship. Ah, they want Matsutake. Well, they're in luck. I have heaps of the stuff. Step, Song, and Hearth. Stability in the flotilla means relieving the pressure on the refugees from the wounds of Eeper. Pilgrim Seed support. Okay, both of these seem to help. Whether Edge got the supplies through the cordon or not, Pilgrim Seed and the Hearth refugees on it desperately need help. Okay, I can do these later. And... Aki. Ember Step Refugee. Docking Access Ember Song's Hub. The Ember Song is pretty. Unload supplies. Aki. Well, let's go talk with this lady. Or dude, or whatever. But wait, Aki sounds like a familiar name. Flotilla ship. It's a strange sight, given your time spent in the Greenway, to see a greenhouse choked in red dust. It piles up along edges, gathers in curving waves, and is carried by some unseen wind to whirl in front of the glass ceiling. It is a desert in miniature, a captured landscape of iron-rich sediments and unseen life. Beautiful, isn't it? The remark comes from another figure standing at the viewing window, so quietly you hadn't noticed them. Did they just arrive, or were they here before you were? Their cloth-swaddled form reveals little. Looks dead. Well, it is pretty. They say nothing. You catch a glimpse of a pale face among the thick material, dark eyes glistening in the red reflected light. Oh. She kinda looks like Tala. Guarded Ember Step refugee. They turn to you as the dusk swirls. Haki, They smile a tight smile. You're not from the flotilla, am I right? Not from anywhere, but I do live on the eye. But that is not where you are from. She stares into the greenhouse. Everyone is from somewhere, whether they wish it or not. The red dust glisters in her eyes. Whether it is a good place to be from or not. Aki gathers her cloak around her shoulders against the cold. What brings you to the wind's long shadow? Wind's long shadow? This ship. Aki looks at you curiously. Do you often wander around ships you don't know the name of? You're a strange one. Aki raises an eyebrow. I don't know whether to report you or send you back to where you came from. Which is nowhere at all. You glance around the empty corridor, suddenly aware of how quiet it is on the ship. Unlike the other ships you have been on, the flotilla here, the flotilla there is a silent order to the wind's long shadow. And in this moment, it feels unsettling. Where is everyone? Aki waves a hand. Asleep, mostly. It is night on step, and so it is night here. She rubs her shoulders. At least for those of us who can't sleep. Step is, I imagine, the planet they're from. Step? Aki turns away, irritated, eager to change the subject. You hear a creak as a set of shutters slowly begin to close across the glass ceiling of the greenhouse. As you watch, you feel the dissonance this place has with that word. There's nothing green here. And dust holes, perhaps. It takes many systems to preserve this landscape, Aki begins. To simulate the wind, cycle the dust, layer the sand and dirt beneath. You watch the dust swirling. Systems that are failing. The flux event. Aki glances at you for a sign of recognition at this term. Is eroding our ability to keep this place alive. To keep these traces of step alive. She smiles to herself. Which is ironic, because when we left step, the flux had eroded our ability to survive on the moon. Now the situation is reversed. Away from the moon, its ecosystem are as fragile as we were, living on it. Something catches your eye as the shutters darken the dust house. The winds picking away at the dunes begin to reveal something of a web, a network of thick branching forms, and then they close completely and you see nothing in the dark. Soft blue lights flicker in the corridor, uplighting Aki in cold cyan. You have piqued my curiosity, but I am so tired, Aki shivers. If you do not have a purpose here on the ship, I recommend finding one. Otherwise, I'm afraid you'll need to leave. Make yourself useful, and perhaps we will have another chance to talk. I would like that. With that, Aki pads away along the corridor. You stand for a moment in front of the dark dust house, trying to imagine the network of roots under the sand and dust, and then trying to imagine the moon that once housed them. They just took all the sand. Docking axis. Oh, come on, Pi. Come on. Not you too, Ozzy. Come on. Don't play along. Oh, boy. So, what do they want my help with? System repair. Make yourself useful. Aki warned you that if you wanted to learn more about the wind's long shadow, you'll need to prove your usefulness. Docking axis. Well, I want to meet all of the ships, so let's help with let's help the song, and then we will probably be able to meet with their leaders. Access it now. Oh, shush. Oh boy, that's my energy gone. Well, time for me to grab something to eat. I'm also gonna be ending stream soon because I am also hungry in IRL, so yeah. Whoops, too much talking. Oh, shush. Oh man. Emphasis stall. Give me some consumables, buddy. Buddy boy. Buddy buddy. Yum yum. Yum yum yum. Oh, hello there. Short man is here. Welcome, short man. WSP. I was finally able to catch one of your streams. I need to check Twitch earlier, LeMail. Alright then, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you can make it. As you can see, we are playing Eeper right now. Hey, Lexi! Oh my gosh, hey! Hi! Hey, how you doing? How are both of y'all doing? It's so great to see ya. Hi! Oh my gosh, hi! Okay, nap time. I'm so worn out. Aww! Oh, Lexi needs a little lie down. You can lay on my lap if you want. Oh, okay, the previous chapter was a lot of dialogue to read. Let's see if we can make if we can't make some actual progress on this cycle. But it's probably going to be my last cycle because, like I said earlier, I am kinda hungry. The more you offload supplies into the docking bay, the more attention your effort seems to be gaining. Why is it red then? Mlem. Hi, I'm so worried. Oh, you already said those things. I need a boy to snuggle and bite is what I need. Aww. I can provide most of those things. About the rest of them, well, see where things go. Thank you for that, bed. What? Indeed. Wait, does the headband redeem work? I didn't notice the GIF. Let me try. Okay, it works. Okay, phew. I was worried for a second, but nah, it works just fine. Haha, no head. So no Eeper. I missed you. Let's get this one. Someone comes to help you unload for a while, making the work go quicker. When you ask their name, they ignore you. What's going on? What does it say? Sole shipment of supplies sits partially unloaded, the crew absent. If you want to help, the best way would be to finish the job. Interesting. I don't want any negative outcomes, so let me use another 6 die. Another 6 die. 50. Same kind of roll. Yeah, let's go with this one. Neutral outcome. Nice. Okay, let's see who the leader of the song is. Docking access. Ember Song's flotilla hub. There is a loose crowd around the supplies you have unloaded, and a tense mood brewing among them. You sit nearby, on the edge of the shuttle's docking tunnel, resting. Further away, crews from Ember Song continue their lives as usual, coming and going, trading, discussing. There is a quiet efficiency to the hub, set up as a common space for the swarm of small ships from Ember Song that are part of a flotilla. Unlike Heart or Step, there is no one capital ship for the moon's refugees, just a mass of individuals traveling in concert. We told Harf we didn't want their scraps. The jeering voice comes out from a small crowd nearby. Wawa Finis Cutie Wawa, no you! Stop looking in the mirror! Oh, this guy looks rough. Peter. Peter? The horse is here. You turn to see a gaunt, pale man, wearing the industrial work gear you have seen many of the Song refugees wearing. You hear me? These supplies are to help. He smirks. Oh, how noble of you, coming out here to help us singers. There's a rumble of anger around the crowd. We agreed to join the flotilla for joint protection. We did not agree to Ember's Heart using the flotilla to secure control of the moons. You realize Petter is addressing the crowd as much as he is addressing you. With the cordon down, our crews are more than able to acquire what is needed from the Eye, what is owed as restitution for keeping us restrained. He pats one of the crates you unloaded. What we need, we will take. Saul wants to cooperate. I have no stake in this. Oh no, I kinda do. I have already kinda done my part. Look, Saul wants to cooperate. Saul is a farmer. Even the people of Song know that he was simply the sole survivor of our Heart's leadership. His authority means nothing. Petter looks around the crowd. Heart think they can buy us. But we remember the past. A rumble of agreement runs through the crowd. He smiles at them. Take the supplies if you wish, of course. We are not wasteful. Petter approaches you directly. The crowd tentatively moves forward, and by the time he reaches you, they are already dragging away crates and distributing the contents. I'm not one for shooting the messenger, Sleeper, says Petter as he approaches. But we cannot concede to Heart here. Not for a moment. I don't understand. Why? I can see that. Petter sits beside you on the docking tunnel slip. What was your plan, Sleeper? Unload the supplies and wait for someone to start throwing them back at you? He nods at the crowd rifling through the crates. Because that's what was about to happen. Not sure about that. So I should thank you? Petter bows a little. My pleasure. What do you think happened to the crew of the shuttle? He shakes his head. They were chased off this place. Why do they hate the Heart? We, Petter says with emphasis. We do not hate the Heart. We simply do not trust them. Do you know anything about Ember's Moon, Sleeper? Or were you planning to wander into this flotilla totally blind? An objective outsider offering help. He rolls his eyes. Educate me then. He smiles. It would be my pleasure. I'm going to assume you know the basics. The gas giant Ember has 7 moons. The three biggest are Ember's Step, Ember's Song, and Ember's Heart. He winks. We can cover the three sisters next session. Step was the first to be settled, a contract Old Solheim gave to the terraformers Cybele Systemes when they first claimed the Helion system. That's way back when. Step was a testing ground, and like most testing grounds, it didn't turn out so well. A partial atmosphere slowly slogging off each orbit, a dysfunctional ecosystem, and a whole lot of dust-clogged settlers. The place is a miserable desert looking past as... Now, the place is a miserable desert long past its best before date. So Thibel moved to Hearth, where they redoubled their efforts. The subsurface ocean and some balmy tidal heating helped, allowing them to build a real atmosphere. A real habitable world. A fact that a typical Hearth colonist won't ever let you forget. How did Cybele achieve such a thing, you might wonder? Well, that's where we come in. It's that same old rule of surrogacy that one humanity built our universe around. Peter claps a hand on his chest in mock pride. My moon, Ember Song, is a sulfur-soaked rock covered in volcanoes, tidally heated by its inner orbit to sweltering temperatures. Exactly the kind of crucible you need to fuel a terraforming project. Energy, industry, fuel. Song provided these raw materials to Wolf. Peter grimaces, willingly or not. And a crucible requires people to run it. Us singers, born into a flaming pit and asked to stoke it so others might live in a paradise in the making. That's what we had to endure, until Solheim brought everything down. Peter raffles off his speech from memory, and you wonder how many times he has delivered it. No Solheim, no contract. No contract, no Cybele. And no Cybele meant 3 moons suddenly independent. Peter shakes his head. It was a war, Sleeper. Sometimes hot, sometimes cold. And unsurprisingly, Heart and Step came out better than us. Yet, Peter holds up a hand. They need us, Sleeper. Always have, and so we are the linchpin. We are the central around which the moons orbit, not swirling ember. We've resisted takeovers, sieges, and expansions, and now we'll resist this. Half the people on the ships think the flux was caused by Hearth, intentionally or otherwise, and I have to say, some cycles I agree. So before you come here to hand out supplies like a good little soldier, maybe educate yourself. What does that matter now? You abandoned Song? No, I'm not going to antagonize him. But what does all of this matter now? He shakes his head. Do you forgive crimes against yourself so easily, Sleeper? Would you return to the bosom of SNARP if they sent someone to collect? Peter stares at the crowd. Don't presume to judge us. I want you to imagine what it is like to try to live on in an airless, volcanic world when every system that sustains you starts shutting down. He spits and wipes a sleeve across his mouth. We abandoned nothing. Some stayed, others left. But we will reclaim Ember as soon as the flux fades or ends. We've weathered worse. Don't you need the supplies? The flotilla should be united. I understand. Well, the supplies, that would be a utilitarian reason for them to stick together, but He's clearly adamant about finding other alternative sources, mainly from the eye, which will cause conflict, and it's only a temporary solution. Unless they have a deeper reason to work together, this is not going to work. So the flotilla should stay united. Have you been listening? Peter's voice raises immediately. We don't want to be united, Sleeper. Being united by heart means living under them. I won't keep you from the docking access, Sleeper. No one here has the authority for that. But watch yourself there. Try to remember that the Eye is just another in a long list of people who have tried to control us. You are too stubborn. I understand. Stay silent. Oh, okay. Continue. Peter sighs. Look, we are many, and we have many needs. Ships come to this docking access for repairs, for requisitions, for friendship. You can provide these as well as any singer. If you want to help, help in your own name, Sleeper, not in that of Hearth. Carry that name here and you will lose all trust. Be as we are. Act in your own name alone. Peter puts a hand on your shoulder and stands. I hope I didn't just waste my time here, Sleeper. And with that he walks away, back to the shrinking crowd that is distributing the last of the supplies amongst the crews present. You watch them pass the food and water between them. No signs of conflict between the crews, just a careful distribution of resources. Petter chats with a few crews, each of them casting looks in your direction, ones that reveal little about the singer's intentions. You stand. It seems the tension of the flotilla runs much deeper than you expected. This won't be easy. No shit, it won't. Oof, ships come to dock. Pi, is that the only thing you have glanced from that conversation? You're like the comic relief character in a group who always interrupts the big bad evil guy or some important monologue of it, like, haha, he said the word, haha. And I love it. I love you for it. I was reading my book, Lel. Reading? In my chat? Mods? Twist his balls. Oh wait, I don't have any mods. Shit. Oh well. So, docking access. What do I have here? Supply spores. Oh, they want spores. Okay, I can give you some. Oh, they want 3. Okay. Ship mind replacement. They want a ship mind? Well, I do have one. One of the single crews is looking for a ship mind to replace their flux damaged core. Maybe you can help them acquire one. Yeah, fuck it. Here you go, guys. You supplied the ship mind, but in a way it seemed to only make the crew more suspicious of you. You know what? Fair. I mean, like, a ship mind costs like 300 Creo. And I just gave that away for free. Who wouldn't look at me suspiciously after doing something like that? Optimist was here. He sure was. And getting angry that I can't remove DM from my Kindle books anymore. Oh, DRM. That sucks. I remember using Kindle once. There was a book there I read once. I didn't finish it. It was Medusa and the Blind Woman. Never finished it though. Okay, supply spores. I only have 1. I'm gonna need some more. Climbing briar. Pilgrim seed. Dust houses. Wah, 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 wah. Gonna do these. Like, the hearth already trusts me, so let's get the trust of the step, and then we can also work on the solar. Let me show you the sun, my people. Is it a historical book or newer? Oh, no. It's fan. Well, it's not fan fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. It's made by a friend of a friend, and they already made like several parts. But it's a really interesting book. It's really fun. It's really nice. It's a great read. It's a love story, obviously. Like Medusa and the blind woman. It's anybody can tell that. Oh boy, this is gonna be a lesbian love story. I'm tired, Finis. Can you hug me and tuck me in? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Come here, you cutie. Ah, wah. Okay, one sec. I'm gonna grab some food, and then I'm gonna end the cycle, and then I'm going to call it a day. Call it a stream. Or you know what? I don't need to do that. The game saves automatically. I don't need to end the day. Yeah, let's also save 5 seconds ago. I'm good. Back to the main menu. Ah, wah. Ah, wah. Anyway, let's see if there is anybody we can raid. Raid Shadow Legends. Okay, Twitcheru. Lily is live. They're playing. Oh my gosh, how does she keep getting 1.2k viewers? I am not rating somebody with that many viewers. That is scary. That is beyond scary. I am scared of scary people. Kvei is playing. She's playing The Adventures of Elliot. No idea what that is. Let me see if there's anybody playing Citizen Sleeper right now. Citizen Sleeper category. 4 viewers. It's only me. Okay, what's Citizen Sleeper then? How about this go Elysium? The hell is that? There's a few people playing. Who is this? Stream freaking load? Okay, no, doesn't look like they can. Oh, they're in the end game anyway. Yeah, let's avoid spoilers. I am feeling very comfort. Aw, you're welcome. You know how you sometimes feel tired and sore and somehow that makes you super comfortable? That is something, yeah, like, I sometimes have that in the morning and sometimes in the evening. It's less that it makes you comfortable and more that you don't really want to get rid of the tiredness, you know? Like, if you want to be fully awake, you splash your face with water and stretch properly and stuff. But I really like the sleepiness when you wake up. The way you just do everything slowly and comfortably. It's almost like you're still wrapped up in your blanket, even though you already got out of bed. It's kind of like tiredness can be comfy in a way. Fufu Katamari on sale. Katamari? I'll have to look that up. Anyway, okay, nobody's playing. What about Transistor? Nope, that one's dead. Why is nobody playing anything? I'm gonna just check the live channel section. Viewers playing Hollow Knight Silksong. Now let's not raid anybody new. I don't have enough viewers to make that, to warrant that. No, well, let's just raid Quay. I haven't raided Quay in ages. Slash raid miss Quay. Let me capitalize it properly. Channel is intended for mature audiences. Duh. I'm fully aware of that. Anyway, so that's it for today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I very much appreciate all of you being here. I am still enjoying Citizen Sleeper quite a lot, and it seems that we are approaching, well, the chapters are getting bigger now, so we might actually go a few more streams before we reach the end properly. And we also have like Moon Crash lined up next afterwards. So look forward to a fun little weekend with longer streams on the weekend. I'm gonna go back to the 4-hour streams on the weekends. But I do like these 2-hour streams and almost 3 hours actually. Yeah, this is a 3-hour stream. I literally cannot stop myself. I love you guys just a little too much. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. Don't forget to join the Discord server, link to which is in the About Me page. And yeah, this has been Avalu FinisVT, and I am taking my leave. Bye-bye!